Hey guys, Mark Kwok here. Today let's talk about this bad boy, the iPhone 16 Pro. So a little history on this bad boy. I just got this phone. I know it's kind of, it's already been a news cycle since then, so everyone has already talked about the iPhone, but I wanted to go through the reasons I upgraded and whether it's worth doing so. And it's very personal to me, but maybe there will be some things here that either resonate with you or don't. So you can decide whether you want to upgrade also to the 16 Pro. So full stop, let me answer the question on do you need to upgrade to the 16 Pro? The answer is a unequivocal no, you do not. In fact, I would say that you didn't have to upgrade to the 15 Pro, and you didn't even really have to upgrade to the 14 Pro. So even if you have, I don't know, a 12 Pro, you're probably doing just fine today. You upgrade because you just kind of want to versus like truly need to. However, the reality is, you guys are seeing it right now, I did upgrade. I had the 12 Pro. I waited 2 years, got the 14 Pro, and then I waited 2 years and now have the 16 Pro. And again, even though I probably could have stayed with the 12 Pro all along, there are a couple reasons why I did decide to go with this. And so let me walk through them now and maybe you'll resonate here. So the first reason is really gonna come down to life timing. Are there things and situations that suggest maybe it's time to upgrade, and are those things important to you? So an example might be, hey, there's a family member that wants a new phone, and because I don't know, maybe it's like super old, like an iPhone 10 or something like that, or even further back. Or they're on Android and you want to bring them to Apple. Like, there are various reasons you might want to gift a phone, in which case your phone, which is just fine, which might be a 14 Pro or 14 or 12 Pro or whatever, you can gift that and now you are left without a phone. Now, just because you give your old phone doesn't mean you need to upgrade to the very top of the line iPhone 16 Pro. Absolutely not. But I'm just giving you an example of a reason why maybe you will have a reason to get a new phone, and then this becomes part of the selection process. Number two, I think the very biggest reason that someone would want to upgrade their phone is actually because of their battery life on the previous phone. If we talk about something that actually has a real life impact to you day in and day out with your phone, it's gonna be whether or not it dies midway through the day. And if it does, then it's time for a new phone. Now, the good news is these days, you can actually get just a new battery. Apple, you can spend maybe like $100 and get a new battery. Now, the question then becomes, if you have a 12 and then you want to get a new battery, but the 12's value is, less than $100 to begin with, like, all right, should you be thinking about a new phone instead? These are great questions. And for me, when that situation arises, if it's older than, let's say, 2 or 3 years back, then maybe to me it is worth actually upgrading. Another reason might be because you need the most cutting edge of something. And in reality, I would say that there's only maybe 1 or 2 functions in an iPhone that really require sort of the cutting edge. The first is the camera. So like maybe you're a videographer, maybe you're a content creator, maybe something where camera is like constantly in your life and you just need sort of the best version of that on a phone. I could see why you would upgrade to the very latest and greatest and the best camera that is out there today. Camera for sure, but if there's another killer feature that I'm not thinking of right now that you need the greatest, latest version of, then perhaps it makes sense to upgrade to the latest, and the 16 Pro might be in your options. And then the last would be whether or not you need, and this is very, by the way, the least important thing, whether you're the type that just needs sort of the flagship of something, right? And there are people that justify the phone as something where you should have the best of it because it's probably the device you interact with the very most out of all devices in the world, right? In that case, the upgrade makes sense. Again, that's probably not a great justification because so many things are capable below it, right? There are generations, 2 generations, also lower versions of this phone that are just fine in being able to capture great video photos, do all the things in the apps that you need it to do. And so it's not going to really be an issue. But if you have that justification in your head, I need the flagship for something that I use on a daily basis, then this becomes an option for you again. So I just went through 4 reasons why it could make sense for you to upgrade to the latest. Now, if you notice, none of it really, with maybe the exception of the camera part, really had to do with all the new features or the new elements of upgrades that are happening, like the better chip or the better, screen or the better, even the AI stuff, right? Like, which is supposed to be the big thing coming up. Like, it's not part of this phone yet. All that to say, at this point, phones are so just mature as a category, as a device, that you just don't need the upgrades anymore. So now for me, I will just generally, without even looking, which sounds like a really, really stupid thing, to be honest, also financially it doesn't sound great, but if it's time for me to upgrade because I need to give my parents a new phone, or if it's time to upgrade because the battery is so low and the worth of the phone is no longer really worth it to upgrade just the battery, that's when I upgrade. And it doesn't even have to be the latest and greatest, honestly. I just choose that because there are some other things in my life that, like for instance, I'm a content creator, right? And so like I want sort of the best camera. And to be honest, none of this stuff is even like necessary. It's just like more of just my want. Being honest with myself is because I just want the latest and greatest on some of this stuff, right? So at the end of the day, to just boil this all down, do not upgrade if you don't need to. Upgrade if other things in life beyond the actual technical features of this thing are compelling you to get a new and latest greatest phone. Make sure financially you're able to do it without too much issue, because trust me, these are not cheap things anymore. They're over $1,000. But that's just my little rant, synopsis, justification, whatever you want to call it, for getting the iPhone 16 Pro. This is not a review, as you can tell. Quickly on that, do I like the phone? Yes. Do I think it's revolutionary? No. Do I like having this phone over other phones in the market? Probably. And that's a lukewarm response, but something that just suggests that this is not a review. This is more just letting you know the reasons why you might be upgrading to a new phone. All right, hopefully that was not just a bunch of mumbo jumbo you can understand, but thank you so much for watching. My name is Mark Kwok. I'll see you guys on the next one.